Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are doing fine, dandy, fandy, landy, pandy today. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing and giving recommendations for the Christina Aguilera Back to Basics album. So this comes in a 2 CD form if you get the deluxe version. I think the deluxe version is actually the most popular version, and if you get the normal version, that's like the unpopular version. So if you were to type in or try and find the Back to Basics, I think it automatically comes up with a deluxe version that's not that much expensive compared to just the regular one. So this is the last album that I have listened to personally, and also the physical one that I've got of Christina Aguilera. So next week we're going to be moving on to a different topic, a completely different person or a completely different band or group. I haven't thought about it yet, but obviously next week I'll introduce it. So, I've mentioned before that Christina Aguilera is one of my 4 favourite pop artists because of her natural vocal ability and the fact that she's delved into different kinds of looks, eras and genres, even though it still comes under pop. This is personally, overall, at the moment, you know, my mind does tend to change, but like at the moment, this is my favourite album because it's based on 1940s and 60s classic style. So even though it still comes under pop, it has more of a swing vibe to it when it comes to the music, the looks, and even, like, I personally don't have the album cover, but if you look at the album cover of Christina, she's dressed very 40s, which I think is really cool. It's cool to have an artist who experiments with that kind of era, not just with looks, but also with the sound a bit more, which I think is really good. It's not like a 100% accurate representation, but Christina Aguilera did say that in a documentary that I saw. It's basically a modern, fun version of the 40s that has fun in it, which I think is cool. So, with the regular deluxe version, there's 22 songs, and I think I have about 9 favourites from it. So, I know that there's a lot, but that's how good I find these songs. Whether it's the beat or whether it's the actual singing itself. I might possibly have 10, to be honest, so there's about 9 or 10. So, I'm gonna now state all of the songs on the list, and then I'm gonna then state my favourites. So, this is kind of like a half song. It's basically an intro to Back to Basics, and that's what it's called. And then there's Makes Me Wanna Pray. Then there's Back in the Day, Ain't No Other Man, Understand, Slow Down Baby, Oh Mother. I can't read that. It's like a acronym. It's F.U.S.S. So, you know, whatever that says. On Our Way, Without You, Still Dirty, Here to Stay, Thank You. And then it kind of goes into the second album because it comes in 2 albums. So then it goes into Enter the Circus, Welcome, Candyman, Nasty Naughty Boy, I Got Trouble, Hurt, Mercy on Me, Save Me From Myself, and The Right Man. So like I say, my favourites are probably 9 or 10 out of the 22. So I'm going to state all of them now. My favourites are Ain't No Other Man, Understand, Slow Down Baby, Still Dirty, and Welcome, Candyman, Nasty Naughty Boy, Hurt, Mercy on Me. So I think that's 9. So yeah, that's pretty much all my favourites. Now I'm going to go through my favourites, track by track, and what I think of this song, the lyrics, the vocal ability, and what I think she's trying to say within the messages. And then I'm also going to give a suggestion to who might like this particular album. So we've got the first single on the album, which is Ain't No Other Man. So Ain't No Other Man is a banger. It really is. And the video's amazing. She looks amazing. And her voice, she shows a lot of her vibrato beltiness, which I really like. So this whole album is talking about her boyfriend for the most part. She's had, like, because I've seen a lot of documentaries of Christina Aguilera, she's had somewhat bad luck with men, other than this one, and this is the man that she's had her kids with. So, this man, obviously, she feels very in love with him, infatuated with him. So she literally dedicated a whole album that was praising the male race and saying he's sexy, this sexy man, this man that makes me feel like no one else can, kind of thing. So it very much has that message. It's for him. And Ain't No Other Man being the first single on the album, it very much has that message. So I think that she's singing about him because that's what she said that she did. So the whole video is dressed very 1940s, very glitzy, very glamoury. But also, like I say, with a touch of like fun pop looks to it. I think it is both the beat that is infectious, like I say, very old-fashioned beat, like all the album is. But it is catchy. But I think it's more of her lyrics and her vibrato beltiness, which is the best for me. So I think that what really gives the song power. Like, when most people try and portray or do a singing impression of Christina Aguilera, they will do kind of a version of Ain't No Other Man because that's when she's shown more of her belty ability. And the next one is called Understand. So, just like pretty much all of the songs on this, it's old-fashioned when it comes to the sound. I think with this, I like the beat more of the lyrics, but because the beat is quite infectious, you don't really pay attention to the lyrics too much because you're, too busy bopping your head and feeling the vibe of the sound of the song. But there's just something really cool about the sound and the lyrics when you actually listen to it. She's saying, for the most part, kind of like Ain't No Other Man, that she feels like she gave up on love and she felt like she gave up on men until this man that she had kids with walked into her life. So this next one is called Slow Down Baby. So quite similar to Ain't No Other Man, this beat is also very infectious. It has a lot of like trumpet sounds to it. And I think that's what gives it kind of an edge in the style of like 1940s and 60s. But just like with Ain't No Other Man, it was the lyrics that set it off as well. Slow Down Baby is quite similar to that, where she's talking about how, being a star, sometimes men fetishize her, and she's basically saying, no, I'm not having none of that. Slow down, baby, I'm not your lady. You can look all you want, but you can't touch. That's like a lyric that she says in there, basically saying that she's taken and that she's proud to be taken. So, because Christina Aguilera is a pop artist, that is her roots, and pop is mostly known for its, like, sexy vibes and kind of sexy lyrics, and Christina Aguilera definitely, although it's not all what she's known for, she definitely does have some songs that's like that, just like this next one of my favourites, Still Dirty. So, I think, again, this one is the beat that sets it off. It almost has like a rap beat to it, but then in the style of production and sound of, classics. So you know, the beat is very infectious. And she's basically saying, you know, just because I'm married and just because I have kids doesn't mean that haven't got the nasty, dirty, and the freak in me. You know, I give it to him like a lot. So she's basically saying I'm still sassy and saucy. I'm just not for all the guys anymore. I'm just for this one guy. So now we're going into the second disc of the Back to Basics album. And the first track that I like off the second one is Welcome. So this song has a very theatrical vibe to it, and I think that's why I do like it so much. It's kind of like the whole vibe is a circus vibe. So it is more the music to this and the whole production stand to it. It feels like you've just walked into a circus, and it's very theatrical. And the lyrics are basically saying, welcome to the greatest show. And then she basically saying all the things that you would expect in a circus. So it almost transforms you into a circus world and takes you out of your normal world. And that's something that I personally really like about the song. This next one is probably my all-time favourite dancey song that she's done. Whenever I hear the song, I have to dance to it, like all the time. It's one of them songs, whatever mood I'm in, even if I'm in like a dark or a depressing mood, as soon as it comes on, I immediately feel happy and I immediately dance, is Candyman. So this is the first single from the second half of the album on the second disc. So this is a very colourful, very after, it looks like it's after World War Two, because I know that in the First and the Second World War they would get kind of women to be pretty and dance for the men to entertain them sometimes, either when they won or sometimes when they were in war. And it's based on the Andrews sisters, funny enough, which were around about the same time. So she took the inspiration when it comes to the dance moves, the style, even the fact in the video there's 3 versions of Christina Aguilera and there was 3 Andrews sisters. So I like that she took that inspiration from it and that she made the whole style of 40s cool, and she got people who do 1940s style dancing to be a part of it as well. So even though you could tell that it was modernized and it was a fun version, they did try to make it look realistic, which I do like. This next one is called Nasty and Naughty Boy. So I think most straight guys know Christina's song Dirty. You know, when you say, do you like Christina Aguilera to straight guys, they'd be like, oh, I don't think I know who that is. And then you'd be like, do you know her song Dirty? And then if you show it them or if you just explain what happens in the video, they'd be like, oh yeah, I love that song. It's because she's sexy. But in this video, I don't think there's a video to it. The song is a lot more sexual and a lot more explanatory than Dirty, but it's just that Dirty had a video of it, so you can't like see her. But because of the like swing vibe to it, the swing vibe of the sound made it feel sexy as well. But then she's talking more about specific kinks in this video, and I don't know, there's something about it, even though it is quite a nasty song, that's obviously the whole point, and that's why with the swing sound it sounds so good. It's the type of song that I would personally play if I was like feeling sexy with someone and I play it to kind of get in the mood, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's a good song. So this next one is called Mercy on Me. So I think that this is the most darkest one that she's done on this album when it comes to the lyrics and the sound, but also it's the most impressively vocal one as well. She has notes in there that's very long lasting and still very controlled, and it's very impressive. When it comes to not dancing and when it comes to her vocal ability, this would be the song that I would say is probably her best one, just because it lasts a long time. And like I say, she controls it very well. So this song is talking about how she's found someone who she loves, and she feels so grateful that she feels guilty in a way that she's felt so blessed. So then she talks about basically having mercy on my soul, and she prays to the Lord, basically saying, have mercy on my soul because I've walked a sinful road, but now I'm like so blessed that you've given me this, so I want to say thank you, which I think is quite interesting. The lyrics is good, but I think it's more the music and the vocal ability that she uses. The music is a slow piano vibe with gospel sounds in there, so it sounds very Black inspired. Right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the song list. So I would recommend this album to anyone who obviously doesn't mind someone who is a very skilled vocalist like Christina is. So if you like to hear beltiness and people to show their talent, then I would definitely recommend this. But specifically for this album, I would also recommend that you show your parents. Like if anyone that is my age, younger or slightly older, I would recommend that you actually recommend this to your parents, because like I say, it has a 40s and a 60s swing vibe to it. So even though Christina Aguilera is of today's music, this album is of back in the days music. So I would recommend people who would like this, who is older actually, because it's that kind of vibe, and they would obviously like to see the looks and the sound of 40s and 60s, most likely. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, give it a like and comment down below. If you like Christina, please let me know what your favourite albums, favourite songs are of her, either in the comments down below or on my Twitters that I'll have in the link in the description. I also have a second channel which I talk about politics that has to do with the LGBT community that I personally think actually is detrimental to the community, but also turns people outside of the community off. So it's like a moderate channel. So if you're interested in that, have a look at that, and love you guys.